Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about don't kiss and tell. So today I want to talk about the importance of being discreet when you're dating somebody. Guys, you have to understand that a woman's reputation is very important to them. Now, some women don't care, but a lot of women do, and you can't go wrong by playing it safe. So what you want to do is you always want to be discreet and play it safe with a woman. I got an email here from Carl who made that very mistake. Carl says, "Hey Craig, I think I made a big boo-boo. There's a girl at my job who I've been pretty interested in for a while. I wasn't sure if it was wise to mix business with pleasure. However, she's not a subordinate, so the company doesn't have any policies against it." So, alright, if you guys ever decide you want to date a coworker, especially when you've gotten to the point where you're in your career, in your field, you really want to think it through if they're worth dating. Okay? I mean, if you're 22 years old and you're not in your career yet, you're just working some job, you can be a little bit more lackadaisical about the decision. But when you've gotten to a point where you're in your field in something that you're really, invested in, you want to really think this through. Because, well, let me hold off on because. One of the things that you always want to keep in mind is that people can act very differently at work than they do in their private life. So you may find out, and most likely you will, that she's very different outside of your work environment than she is in her personal life. And you also want to really consider that dating somebody that you work with can lead to some serious work drama if and when you break up. They could share details about your life that you don't want other people to know. Also, when people are hurting, they sometimes go out of their way to hurt you. So they may try and make you look bad to other coworkers. They could start rumors about you, or they could just make up outright lies about you. They could share your sexual preferences that you may not want other people to know about. Could be embarrassing, and you also want to think about this. If they're hurt enough to the point where they want to leave their job or whatever you guys do together, or even if they're not really invested in the job and they're just going to move on from where you're working, they can cause you a lot of embarrassment on the way out and share all of those things that I just mentioned to other people. Now, here's the other thing you want to consider. Sometimes they might do something by accident, as in the case with the following email. This is what Carl mentioned. He said, with the girl that he's been interested in, he said, "We wound up going out for some drinks and hooking up for about 3 weeks. One of our coworkers saw us out one evening and asked me what was going on. I trusted him, so I mentioned that we had started dating. The next morning, you know it's going to get good, he mentioned it to her female friend at work, who apparently had not even been told by the girl I was dating. I was a little surprised and disappointed that she had not at least told her." Yep. So, you can see here that her interest level in him was not that high yet. If a girl likes you enough, she'll tell everybody. And the girl at this moment in time was still keeping it quiet. That doesn't mean her interest level wasn't going to go up, but at this moment, she wasn't feeling like telling people. So now, what happens? Of course, people love office drama. So the minute one person finds out, you can bet that most of the office knows by the end of the day. So what happened with her? This is the important part, because you just kind of violated her trust. She was furious at me. She said she couldn't believe I had told anyone. I explained how our coworker had seen us out, and she said, "Well, what's wrong with you? You could have just told him we were hungry and had to discuss a project." I felt so small. She said everyone in the office knows and has been asking her all kinds of questions. Put her in a difficult position, buddy. She said, "I like you, but I'm not ready for anyone else to know, and now I feel pressure." I asked her what she wanted to do, and she said, "I don't know." What should I do, Craig? Well, like I said, you've put her in a difficult position, and right now, she's pretty angry at you. I would give it a little bit of space and maybe say to her, "Well, what would you like to tell people?" And then whatever she says, you keep it to that answer and then change the subject. Okay? You want to give it some time and space and try and keep your behavior similar to what it was like before you guys were dating. I don't know how often you interacted with her. I don't know what that relationship was like at work, but you want to keep it similar to that. You don't want to change it either way. You don't want to completely avoid her, and you definitely don't want to be showing any kind of affection to her at work. No flirting. Keep it professional. Now, as far as outside of work, I would suggest at this point, don't contact her. Here's why. If she's interested in this continuing, she's going to contact you. If she doesn't, it probably means that she just didn't want things to go any further and for you to leave it alone. Because if you had that discussion, it would have just been her ending things anyway. So let her contact you. If she does contact you, simply take her out, have a good time, have a fun night together. If she brings up the situation, and I wouldn't, if I was you, only bring it up if she does, just apologize one time and say that if she ever feels like she's at a point where she wants things to progress, to just talk to you about it and to let you know what she'd like other people to know. Guys, always let the woman be the one to tell other people about you both, dating or whatever. You can't go wrong by allowing her to be the one that does it. If you do it, you will do it too soon, put pressure on her, could make her upset to the point where she doesn't want to see you anymore. It just depends how high her interest level is. Don't get upset and offended if she hasn't told anybody yet. Come on, be more mature about it. She will when she's ready. That's your anxiety. That's wanting you to force things. Let her do it when she's ready. Definitely don't want to put pressure on a woman because you're anxious and worried that you haven't secured her or locked her down. Let her do it on her own terms. If you're in a situation where you're interested in dating somebody, you really want to look at all the factors that I mentioned earlier and think of some your own things that I wouldn't be privy to explaining to a general video. You know what I mean? So there could be certain things that you have to consider, such as company policies, whether you can date people or not, or maybe you're online for a promotion and you're not allowed to date subordinates. Consider whatever is going on with you. And this goes similar if you're dating somebody in school or in a social circle. Allow the woman to be the one to express it to other people when she's comfortable. Otherwise, you're going to wind up pressuring her to do something she's not ready to do, and you definitely don't want to do that. So, if you like my video, make sure you put a like on there, and if you have your own comments, I'd love for you to share them below. I try and, read them and get back to the people who comment on there. Subscribe to the channel because I'm posting videos Monday through Friday. And when you want to get my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.